Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members of this Assembly, for this opportunity to respond to the speech from the throne in the second session of the 29th Legislature. It's an incredible honor for me to second the motion to accept Her Majesty's speech. I'd like to thank my wife, my family, and all of those who've believed in me along the way to help me get where I am today. I'd also like to thank the voters of Banff Cochrane for placing your trust in me. We know that Albertans, in my constituency and across the province, are looking to our government for action, and the time to act is now. I'm proud to be part of a government that is taking action in several key areas as outlined in the speech from the throne. Specifically, supports for families and children, and job creation and economic diversification. I support the government's spring agenda on the areas that need care and attention, and for the benefit of Albertans now and in the future. The legislative agenda is a bold and ambitious one, replete with important and overdue items. I'm pleased to take this opportunity to tell you about how our legislative goals align with the values of my outstanding constituency of Banff Cochrane. Banff Cochrane is home to many diverse, vibrant communities. These range from ranching and agricultural lands on its eastern edge in Cochrane and Bragg Creek, to the majestic foothills and the Rocky Mountains towards the west in Lake Louise, and all points in between. My constituency contains much of the essence of what characterizes the best of Alberta, from cattle grazing in pastures to world-class recreational areas for outdoor pursuits. Banff Cochrane offers something for everyone and has captured the attention and imagination of the world. Banff Cochrane is home to the Continental Divide on the border of British Columbia and Alberta. The Continental Divide helps form the watersheds of our eastern slopes that supply water to millions of Albertans. This majestic landscape also provides critical wildlife habitat and wetlands. It is crucial that we take steps to ensure the integrity of our headwaters and wilderness areas so they remain intact for the enjoyment of future generations of Albertans. During his maiden speech in 1975, the member for Banff Cochrane at the time identified land use planning as a mounting concern due to growth pressures from neighboring Calgary. Indeed, decisions respecting land use along the eastern slopes can have a major impact not only on the land itself, but also on those downstream. We have begun to demonstrate our commitment to addressing these types of concerns by protecting the Castle Wilderness Area. The United Nations declared in 2010 that access to clean drinking water is essential to the realization of all human rights. Here in Alberta, we must act as stewards of this land, and especially the eastern slopes. We depend on our headwaters to produce the quantity and quality of water necessary to protect the fundamental rights of Albertans to water. I'm proud of our government's climate leadership plan, which will take concrete steps to further protect these wild spaces. I'm pleased to report that there are many organizations within my constituency that are already acting on addressing climate change. They are implementing innovative solutions to a greener, more sustainable future and taking a leadership role in reducing our environmental impact. Take the Bow Valley Biosphere Institute, for example. The Biosphere Institute is a nonprofit charitable society dedicated to ensuring the ecological integrity of the Bow Valley for the well-being of the ecosystem through education, research, and outreach. Yet another example of innovation is the Francis Cook Landfill. Located near the community of Exshaw, the Francis Cook Landfill is considering technologies to use wood waste as an alternative heating source for buildings located on the site, thereby making them more carbon neutral. This is complementary to the Bow Valley Waste Management Commission's long-standing target of moving towards zero waste. There are too many fine examples in Banff Cochrane to elaborate on them all, but others include the town of Canmore and Banff's successful Rome regional transit system and the Cochrane High School's Sustainability Committee that has installed solar panels on the school roof. We have a lot to be proud of here, and there are many success stories to look towards that can show us the way forward to a more sustainable future. The people of Banff Cochrane are keen to work in partnership with our government as we implement these long overdue initiatives to help reduce energy costs and greenhouse gas emissions. Indeed, a sustainable future and the protection of our land, air, and water are vital to the tourism industry in Banff Cochrane that supports good local jobs. Visitors from around the world are attracted to the natural beauty that is found in our numerous provincial and wildland parks, not to mention Banff National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and Canada's first national park. So too is the natural environment important to the visitors of William Watson Lodge, located in beautiful Peter Lougheed Provincial Park. William Watson Lodge was opened by Premier Lougheed and his wife in 1981 with the goal of providing barrier-free facilities to those with mobility challenges and seniors. Last summer, I had the great pleasure to visit the lodge to celebrate the opening of the first of several comfort camping facilities. The availability of seniors housing in general was identified as a priority in Banff Cochrane as far back as 1979, when the MLA at the time commented on the topic in his response to the throne speech. I'm pleased that our government is working to address this issue by supporting construction of seniors accommodations in Canmore and Cochrane. We have more work ahead of us to further honor the years of hard work that seniors have put into building this province we are so proud of. Every Albertan deserves to retire in dignity. Affordable housing is not only a challenge for seniors in Banff Cochrane. It is a pressing concern for employees and employers alike. Nowhere is this more evident than in the Bow Valley. Here, a small population of local residents is pressured to supply labor for the very successful tourism industry. Tourism-based towns like Kananaskis Village, Banff, and Canmore welcome visitors from around the world to take in Alberta's natural beauty. These towns operate, build, and maintain tourism infrastructure with limited financial resources. Affordable housing to accommodate the employees who cater to visitors is a perennial challenge for these tourism-based municipalities. Banff Cochrane is home to many talented artists and is considered as an incubator for inspiring creativity. Nowhere is this more apparent than the Banff Centre. In 1979, during his maiden speech, former MLA Stevens noted his pleasure that the Banff Centre was given approval to operate year-round. Nowadays, the Banff Centre continues to play a unique and pivotal role among post-secondary institutions in Alberta and, dare I say it, the world. The Banff Centre provides an unmatched experience to thousands of students, lecturers, artists, performers, and visitors in the area of fine arts, performing arts, leadership training, and conferences. Another aspect that makes Banff Cochrane unique is the Stoney Nakoda First Nation, part of Treaty 7 lands. The nation is composed of 3 bands led by 3 chiefs and councils known as Bears Paw, Chiniki, and Wesley bands. I have had the honor of recently meeting Chiefs Dixon, Young, and Wesley. I look forward to further conversations with the view to supporting the nation's interests in economic diversification and job creation. Repealing Bill 22 and engaging Indigenous communities in consultation is a strong sign of our commitment to reconciliation. Furthermore, consultations on a new Indigenous Peoples Sacred Ceremonial Objects Repatriation Act demonstrates how much we value and respect First Nations across the province. Job creators are abundant in Banff Cochrane, and without exception, they are optimistic and entrepreneurial. This is certainly the case in the technology sector in the bustling and charming town of Cochrane. Established in 1998 in Cochrane, the company Dynastream introduced its first accelerometer-based speed and distance wearable monitor in the year 2000 for shoe giant Nike. Only 6 years later, Dynastream was purchased by Garmin, a world leader in the field of personal monitoring technology. Economic diversification opportunities are also now presenting themselves like never before to my hometown of beautiful Bragg Creek. Communities across the constituency of Banff Cochrane were hit hard by the floods of 2013, including Bragg Creek. Just like Albertans across the province, the people of Bragg Creek are incredibly resilient. In good times and bad, they roll up their sleeves and get to work helping one another. Flood-affected Albertans got through those difficult moments by working together. They exemplified strength, courage, and resolve that is common among all Albertans. Shortly after the 2013 flood, the hamlet of Bragg Creek persevered by installing water and wastewater services to hamlet residents and businesses. Recently, thanks to the hard work of the community, a hamlet revitalization plan has been created. Along with over $32 million for local flood mitigation work provided by our government, the revitalization plan has re-energized the community to look towards a vision for the future. On the doorstep to Kananaskis country, Bragg Creek already has an internationally recognized 4-season trail system thanks to the hard work of local volunteers. The community is increasingly being seen as a destination for Albertans and international visitors alike. Local groups such as the Bragg Creek Chamber of Commerce and the Community Association have been working hard to harness the entrepreneurial energy of local business owners. They are working to draw visitors to the historic hamlet that was home to Canada's first hostel, which is located just down the street from my house. In closing, I'd like to thank the people of Banff Cochrane for placing their trust in me to represent them as their MLA. I will continue to take every possible opportunity to connect with communities, individuals, and businesses across the riding. I'd also like to thank the numerous volunteers across the riding who give their own time to make our communities the vibrant places that they are. Our legislative agenda is ambitious, but I support these initiatives to create a better, more prosperous, more diversified, and more caring Alberta. An Alberta that provides well-managed, efficiently financed, nimble, world-class healthcare, education, and other public services. The throne speech lays out a path forward for all Albertans, including my constituents in Banff Cochrane, and brings hope in a time when it is needed most. It is by working together and building relationships that we can accomplish great things and make Alberta an even better place than when we found it. Thank you.